I mean, can you imagine that? Snides jumps on right as we're hitting live and fucking leads with that one.
That would be a tough one. That would be a tough
Mhm.
one to defend in court, I think. But
Hopefully nobody that you were talking about was listening. So
No.
you've been watching the playoffs, Snides?
No, I haven't been fucking working.
Jesus Christ, tell people to stop fucking getting mail. Oh, speaking of mail, guess what I got in the mail today?
What you get?
Jury duty.
Oh man.
oh no.
Dude, and you're fucked too with your last name. You'll be there all day.
You know what? We'll
They
see.
go
It's
alphabetical order.
it's June 6th. Well, when I had it in Connecticut, they it was real easy. It was when I was still scouting, and they were like, here's when it is. Are you going to be around? You have any work commitments? I said, I am going to be gone that entire month. And they're like, all right, see you later. I went back in the pool and just waited for a couple more hours. And I was done.
Yeah. I had to sit there all day one time. It was miserable.
I didn't mind mine. I went there, hung out for a little while, got let go. I was good. It's good. In and out real quick.
I wouldn't mind like a quick, like shitty case.
It would also be cool to be on like a crazy case too.
Yeah, I could do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like if I could have like the murder trial for New Hampshire. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We have the OJ of New Hampshire going on.
But they're talking that you're talking months of fucking jury duty.
Yeah.
And I can't even write a book. Oh, I can't write a book to begin with, but I couldn't even write a book.
What
after.
do you get? What do you get an hour? Like minimum wage, right?
I don't know. I'll still fucking work.
Yeah, you can work from home, so
it'd be a little tough to deliver mail from the courthouse.
Yeah.
Take calls from the jury room.
Yeah. Just put everything. Fuck, half the time. Jesus Christ, half the time they don't know if I'm working or not. You know what the beauty is? There's no rules to work right now, so what does it matter?
Yeah.
Snides, busy day. Busy day for you.
Busy day, yeah. Busy day. A little hectic.
We had an anarchy drop too.
Yeah, supposed to.
That's kind of what I was fucking saying. Like the guy thinks I give a shit about his mail route for the day.
I knew what you were talking about. I mean,
you sure about that guy?
Yeah, 12 o'clock. We were supposed to have our drop. They got pushed back a couple hours, and I was like biting my nails off to get these bat orders in while I'm driving around town.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I was a little worried about because I was like, texting some people. I'm like, they're supposed to drop today. Just keep looking. I mean, I think based on the last few drops, it's been like everyone got in there. I think they did a good job with the tickets.
Yeah.
Do you know if those worked fairly well?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Because that seems like a good, like, it's just like you put a $25 down payment or something and it goes to the bat. You're locked in to buy a bat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He started off like hiding them on the website the first couple of times.
Yeah.
Then he just put them on there. But I think we ordered enough to have stock for a little bit. So.
Oh, good.
It looked like there was some of the bats still left. So
yeah,
that's good.
There's a way for everyone to check stock. I'm not telling you guys our secret. So
we know how. We've talked about it. If you've been listening to the podcast long enough, you know the deal. I was laughing though. I was talking to somebody this weekend, and we were talking about anarchy bats, and he goes, but it fucking sucks. He goes, because he was asking about your bat, the mic.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, but it sucks. He goes, I liked them when they were $100.
Yeah. Well, that's what I tell people all the time. Like, hey, man, like this is going to be a one-time thing where you're getting these bats for this price, and then when you come to me in a month or 2 or 3 months, hey, can I get it for $200? No, we told you this. Then and there, like this is it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It is. It's exciting to see everything going on with the bats and just in general. I got a text today from somebody saying, well, you guys aren't even promoting the best bat in the game. And I'm like, what bat's that? And I'm like, well, we don't have a fucking code for it. I'm like, we have a code for Louisville, bring it BIP 21. We've got a code with Anarchy, 50 off, bring it pod. Like, we're going to push those products where we have a way to support the pod and give our listeners the ability to save a couple bucks.
They could say they're the best bats in the game when they fail after 20, 30, 40 swings.
Right.
So, We just had
Everybody loves a bat
Dude.
that fails after 20 swings.
I mean, I'll pat our own
Yeah.
back here. We just had 15 bats down at an autism awareness tournament in Arkansas, where it was supplied bats. We didn't have one single bat under 250, and they were using a home run derby, a demo, and all weekend. I just got the phone with Levi. He said the team that won the tournament was 80% swinging our bats, and they were 200. They were 250.
Well, next year I'll be able to see it probably live in person how those bats hold up.
Yeah, you're going,
dude. As soon as guys started getting home, I got messages galore. They're like the Arkansas State director is going to reach out to you. I had a couple guys being like, it'd be awesome. It's such an amazing event. This is the autism awareness event that was down in Arkansas, Compton.
I don't know. Little Rock.
Right next to Little Rock this past weekend. Louisville, Juneau, Suncoast, everybody was there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this huge event. Everybody said how I was talking to Zach Ross. He was saying how great it was. Farhad was saying amazing things. So,
listen, the director flew all those guys there, paid for their flights, their hotels, and all their food for the weekend.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of eyes on that event for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like a fun one. That'd be hey, I've been known to call a home run derby or two in my day.
And they're talking late March for it next year instead of April because, yes, April is Autism Awareness Month, but it's so crazy with all the duel in Texas and all that. They're trying to get it so there can be more people there.
So a warmer place than Columbus, Ohio.
Well, it's still Arkansas is still cold in fucking March.
Define cold. You live in Florida now. Define cold.
Average high 67, average low 44 in March.
Yeah,
with 8 days of rain. I'd rather go to fucking Little Rock than Columbus.
Snow.
And we get some good food.
Really? In Arkansas?
Oh, Gus's fried chicken. Oh,
really?
Man. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I think
Josh
Paul Guy was doing crawfish and crab legs, and he was doing it all there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Now you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
There's
sure this wasn't?
Yep.
Yeah, you sure this wasn't the BSC event? Because I hear they cook it up pretty good. Good question. Good way to answer that up, Snides. Yeah. Thanks for paying attention here. Jesus Christ.
Utah in July, huh? You guys in?
Yeah. No. Depends on when it is. Nate, we can come out.
It's probably the same weekend as the Firecracker.
Amanda's gonna. I'm not going to. We're not playing the Firecracker this year.
What?
We have a lot. We have like a bachelor party.
Oh yeah, I heard this.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
A bachelor party? You're a dude. You don't do that.
I'm not going. I'm gonna have a baby girl at home.
Right, but you don't schedule a bachelor party Firecracker weekend. What are they, fucking retarded?
That's what I'm saying. We have one guy missing. I'm like, what? You're going to a bachelor party? What? On Firecracker weekend? I was like, it must be a lower team because they don't ever get to play at the Plex, and they're angry about it.
Basically, right? It's like when my sister got married after the NHL season because both my father and I were in the NHL at the time. I got married in August because, there was no hockey going on in August, so my father and I could be in time. It fucked my aunts because, they all work on the Jersey Shore, which, speaking of which, found out Mooch lives minutes away from my aunt's restaurants nice. down in Jersey Shore. I was talking to him last week after the pod for about an hour. And it's just like, you got to play to your strengths. Like, you know what's going on. You can't do bachelor parties during the cracker, during the beast, during the piff.
Ugh.
Although I should have probably held my cum a little longer and not had a baby come in June. So who am I? After 2.5 years, I didn't think we were getting pregnant. So, we were having a fake fucking bakery factory over here.
That's like bench warmers when she yells at him because she was on her ovulating schedule and he was out kicking little kids' asses.
Somebody said that to us recently. They're like, "Oh, were you on a schedule?" I mean, just look. She was like, "We didn't think we were fucking having a kid." Like, what? So, now we go. And I had the wrong name in my head the entire last 3 weeks. We decided a name. I think we got a name figured out, and I had the wrong name. So I finally was saying something to Amanda. I'm like, are we sure we want that name? She's like, that's not the fucking right name, asshole.
Are we sold on this?
Yeah. Try to make it work. So, but yeah, I would fucking absolutely go to Utah in July.
Yeah, it's probably Firecracker weekend. Nate, what weekend is that?
I've never been to Utah. It's one of the few states I haven't been to. Florida up to nothing. One of the few states. I was doing that this morning. I think I've only missed like 10 states.
Really?
So
I'm at 4. I'm missing 4.
You're missing 4. That's good.
Missing 4. The Dakotas.
Well, you traveled for music, right?
Yeah, the Dakotas, Hawaii, and Alaska.
Yeah, I've been to Hawaii. I haven't been to the.
I would love to go. I think Alaska is like one of the ones that I want to go to.
So we
Probably
talked about doing that Alaskan cruise.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
When my dad retires, that's what we're doing. Alaska is
That's
the
sweet.
only like non-continental. I'm missing that when I got Hawaii.
It's Firecracker weekend.
Okay, Arkansas, Utah, the Dakotas, because who the fuck wants to go there?
Mhm.
So, all right, let's get it going. Oh, go ahead.
I haven't been out west. That's about it. Just Vegas.
West of
That's it.
what?
Like literally out west. I haven't been any like Midwest over. I think I've been to Wisconsin and Vegas. That's about as west as I've been. Out west I've been.
Spoken like a true New Englander. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bring It. Let's go, baby. Some of us like to travel. Others like to stay fucking nice and close to J. Timothy's until we move next to a Buc-ee's. D-Money, baby. What's happening? How you feeling? You looking great tonight. What you drinking?
You're looking great too, J-Ro. Tonight I've got my Paloma variant. I love these little drinks. Just
They're fucking they're good.
Yeah, throw a few shots of tequila in there, you know,
Mhm,
and then
mhm.
just have a Fresca with some lime juice. It's pretty much all it is, people. It's so good.
You know,
So good.
I almost went with a fancy cocktail tonight, but Amanda and I went out and grabbed a couple little dinner. Had a couple 3-4 cocktails at dinner, and I'm like, I'm not gonna dip into the whiskey because I don't want to go off on some tangents and say some shit I shouldn't say. We're maturing here at the podcast. Mikey Snyder, what's up? How you doing? What you drinking? What you feeling like? You're decked out in the anarchy gear.
I got a little sweet tea. We played a 1-pitch Friday night. I bit into a fucking steaming hot chicken tender, burnt my whole mouth. So it's been a rough couple days with me trying to eat some food here.
We found
Since Friday?
Yeah, dude, it was
Oh my
steaming hot. It's been a rough fucking 3 or 4 days.
And you
We
can't
found-
taste anything, probably.
Can't taste anything. It hurts on the side of my mouth. Oh, it sucks.
We found our new cocoa. Like this year is the year of the cocoa. Snides is taking over pre-2024 cocoa.
I wonder if Coco is going to send us an MFK or if he's going to jump on for one.
Oh, we can make that.
Because it's really his only. I mean, he is the only one with any responsibilities.
Yeah.
Realistically, like set in stone, and it's the only thing is the MFK.
He's been crushing Facebook, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So he jumped onto jumping on and just getting into the comments.
Mhm.
I love it. I love seeing when we all kind of jump in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interaction with the community.
But he's right.
He is. That is the fun thing after, although it does suck because it happened with like Maddie Ratty where I jumped in as myself and then she replied. So I went back in, I jumped in as Bring It. It doesn't matter. Everybody knows it's all one of us.
Mhm.
But yeah, Coco is really coming into his own in 2024.
Yeah, he is now a media person.
After 170 episodes.
What
number
episode
of
are we in?
167.
Ooh, 2 away from
167?
169, huh?
Oh, we could have some more fun with the 69 episode like we did the first time.
It's funny
That's
because so I got 4 anarchy autism bats last week, and one of them was 69. That's the one I'm swinging right now.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you're
nice.
Hopefully
Nice.
you're looking at nice in there. Yeah, we're gonna
That might have been
a couple
forced.
episodes.
That might have
It
been
was.
forced.
I know. They're shocking.
Not
That's
your
the only
best.
way I get laid is if I force it.
Ouch, ouch.
Jesus, again with the allegedly.
We're pregnant. Whatever, it works. I gotta tell you, I jumped into. I had these tall boys. This Arizona hard
Ooh.
lemonade.
That's good.
Snides, you would love this. But yeah,
Mhm.
like just like the green teas, just like the Arizona hard teas, the hard lemonades are good. Minus the lemonade's the best. I would like some bubbles in here, a little effervescence. With mango's a little too much. The pink lemonade's good. The strawberry lemonade gets a little, but I'd fuck
As
up.
long as
Yeah.
those things, if there's too much sugar, man, those things give me fucking headaches. That's what happens with me.
Look, I mean, I'm a slight 300 plus. Like, do you think
Yeah,
I
but
care about the sugar?
it doesn't give you a headache.
You probably should.
The only reason I don't know I'm diabetic is because I don't go to the fucking doctor.
Yeah, like maybe start worrying about the sugar. I don't know.
I was dressed to go to the gym today because, after going to the duel, being away on vacation, I've taken like 3 weeks off. Not on purpose, just, and I got back. I was dressed for the gym yesterday, work, dressed for the gym today, work. I'm just like, I really got to go back. Got to get that routine started again.
Man,
Best way to do it is to get up at 5:30 in the morning and go.
You can fuck right off with that.
I'm
just saying, like that is.
I'll
like,
wait till
just
June when baby comes.
I
Yeah,
couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you last time I stepped foot in the gym.
Yeah,
I got
see,
all
I
the
don't want
stuff
to hear
at home.
that.
I got all the
Dude,
stuff at home, so I don't have to go anywhere.
It's got to be. I'm probably pushing a year and a half.
And you look so well. I mean, do we have to pull that swing up again from the duel and say maybe you should go?
Maybe just for some stretching. I don't know.
See, the gym for me though is literally a quarter. Like when it's nice out, I'll walk there.
I have
And
two
I'll walk back.
24-hour fitnesses within 4 minutes of my house. There's no excuse.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Oh, I'm getting some text messages about the baby shower this weekend, and it is fabulous. Anyway, but yeah, so we had some softball this weekend. I got a little
little bit.
sidetracked there. We had some weather, but I think we had some big news finally, which I'm pretty excited about. Heaven already alluded to it in the comments. Rhino had discussed it when he was on the 24-hour pod for Belly. But Rhino officially announced today being part of the conference USSSA for the women.
That is
That's good.
awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes.
Anything
That's really
to push
good.
the women's game. I mean, I know that we see the men's game in the conference level. It seems like it's kind of dwindling as far as teams go. The women kind of are following that same path. So it's good to
But
see.
they're not though. I mean, I think the women
don't
have
think
the
so?
same number as last year, right? Same number.
I think the women's
The duels just looked like they were small.
Because
maybe
teams didn't go.
Don't want to go to that.
Yeah.
and the competition at the duel is pretty, like you're seeing some on the men's side teams condense and join. But I feel like on the women's side, I'm telling you, watching that Team 24 Lady SNI championship game, the F game was fucking awesome. I think the women's major, I think it's going to be wide fucking open. I know we got the Derby girls, they double dip Monster. Team 24.
Other way around, wasn't it?
Derby girls double dip Monster in Vegas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Worlds last year.
No. Oh, yeah. But then, so like you just see all of this, and then you see SNI and Team 24 going at it. So, and when you get a guy like Rhino, who's going to be the exclusive correspondent for Women's Conference USSSA, it's going to be awesome. I think and the content Rhino produces, I think this is going to be something that's going to help grow that side of the game, which is unbelievable.
Hold on a second. I have a question. I'm just looking at all this.
Yeah.
I'm interjecting here.
Interject.
There are 6 women's major conference teams.
Yep.
And there are 4 or 5 men's major conference teams?
4.
Somebody explain this to me. If there are 24 total teams in the shouldn't there be more men's major teams?
Look at those budgets of those major teams, though, right?
Yeah,
like
it's the money. These women aren't making money,
right? But yeah, I guess that's true.
If guys weren't making money, there'd be a shit ton more major teams. It's
Think what
you think
think what
Nitro Circus. I mean, they have
They're
a
a major. They're a
they're a
major. They're going to be a major
team
team.
budget. Like, but there's a bunch of older guys trying to,
Mhm.
stick it out a couple more years, and that's what they're doing. But like people have said, like Moot said last week, there should be no classifications. If you're playing the conference, everyone should be at the same. You're at the highest level.
Yeah,
I get it that the money spent is different, but
that is a really good point, because I mean, there should be almost like a cutoff at one point in the year. You know what I mean? Like towards the end of the year, where it's like, all right, this is where everybody's kind of being seeded into their classifications.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
Because that men have
think
37 and women have 24 teams.
I think
total.
July 1st is like the cutoff for them to make up their mind if they're going to
For
bump teams or move teams down.
The TDBs or whatever,
Yeah.
as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
it does make sense. Just make it so that every, you're because then you'd have to change the rules for every single team, right? As far as the point structure goes,
Right. And
unless
that's
you just get rid of that.
That's at every level, though. You'd have to do that.
Right. I'm saying if you were going to be like, okay, we're making all the conference teams TDB,
Yeah.
you kind of have to get rid of the point system as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I thought they did a better job of the watch list and major list this year, like taking guys off besides people who still should be on it, who know people. But it was watered down the year before. Like they put everybody on it 2 years ago. So I mean, I think that is a little bit better. But they also have talked about having like a major plus, then a major, and then a watch list. When you get like the Canals and the Josh Rileys and those guys that are major plus, and then you get the other guys who could play AA, but these major guys could only play major. So you get like, say, Greinert's on the major plus list. He can't play AA. He can only play major. You know what I mean? But it's hard because there's so much money involved in that stupid ass shit that you can't tell teams that are going by the rules that, hey, you have to play major, but you're within the AA rules.
Yeah. Mike, were you in the conference before they implemented AA?
2016, I was in. I think that was the first year AA. Mooch and them won it. I think that was the first year AA was back.
I'm just wondering if the putting the AA or creating the AA again, because I think it used to be something way back in the day too. I wonder if that has anything to do with kind of these B teams trailing off.
I don't know, but that's the thing though. I don't know if you get rid of the AA, if these AA teams are going to exist, because they're not going to go play major. You take those AA teams, they're not going to go up to major.
You might see maybe one or two, right? Maybe one or two. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You take maybe one or two teams make a major, and then the rest would just be falling under A.
I disagree with Evan. I think B should be in the conference.
Right. I mean, B used to be bigger in the conference. At least it just in the last couple of years, it just doesn't seem to really make sense to be a B. I mean, we've definitely seen differently starting this year in the conference, but the last couple of years have been super tough for B in the conference.
That punching bag wouldn't be the case if there was more B teams in there. They'd be playing each other.
Right. Yeah, well, as a B and an A team, you I mean, in years past, you would always see the decent B teams would go 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you would play teams in your class, and you might play an A team after that, and you're going to lose the first game most likely, or you're going to play in against your class, and then you're going to play a major team, and then you're going to get bumped to the losers bracket and maybe win a game or two. It was possible for teams to go 2-2, 3-2, but now last year in particular was just teams were just getting beat up.
In 2016, we were a B team, and we were winning games. We were finishing 3-2, 4-2 in duels, and that's when they said, "Hey, man, you have to go to either you're going to A or we're going to bump you to A." But I mean, we would have walked through B Worlds. There was no question about it. Mm-hmm. But again, that was 9 years ago, and that was going on.
So here's a question: when, real quick, walk me back through it. When did AA become a thing?
I think it was 2016.
2016, it came back. It was for a while, and it came back.
Okay. So then before that, it was just the typical major A, B, C.
Yeah, C used to be. You could be a C conference team then. There was teams that were C conference teams.
You can be a D conference team. I'm pretty sure. I think all you have to do is just pay that.
No, I think they
The tag.
changed the rules. I think
Oh,
you
really?
can't be below B anymore.
Because there were stories of a D conference team at one point.
But so here's the thing. This is all back to where you listen to the older guys, you know, before everything switched, where it was like, well, D's used to be this. Now D is more like E. Before everything came about, is that what we're just talking about realistically? I mean, and not, you know what? Does that make sense? What I'm saying, where it's just like you throw an extra classification in.
I think they added AA back in there to try and gain teams. I think it hurt it.
It's possible. I mean, it definitely makes the major a little bit more exciting. Mm-hmm. Although, how many AA teams do you think? Like, there's what, maybe 10, 9 AA, something like that
this year.
I think there's 8, right?
This year there are AA. There are 6.
6, yeah.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm looking at last year. Jeez.
Yeah.
Louise, there's 6 this year. That's not good.
No, because there was definitely, and all of a sudden we get wrong numbers out there.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right off the website.
That put West Point going from A to AA. So they're really, I mean, if you think about it, there was only.
Yeah.
Well, last year there was. Last year in AA, you had 9.
And that's that's straight play going up to AA too. They were A last year.
Okay, yeah, you know, so yeah, I mean, with Nitro, West Point, Sports Reach, Classic, Last Straight Play, JBL.
There's a lot of guys out there not playing. That's what that tells me. Or playing on A teams.
There's a lot of conference. There's 12 conference A teams.
Mm-hmm.
There's 12.
Yeah.
So, and that is up. That is last year in 23, there was 15 conference A teams.
Yeah.
And then you had last year we had 23. You had 9 conference B teams, and this year there's 4.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
It's the schedule, man.
Something's not
It's
working.
cost. You know, and this is kind of where we were starting and talking about the women's game too. Like if you start looking at that, like some of these women's budgets, even at the top end, are comparable to some C team budgets.
More. I would say they're more, but
they're definitely more. I mean, if they're going,
well, let's just see. Like when Tony Caruso was on here, he's saying his C team budget was what, 30 to 50.
That's
way more, bud.
Dude, that's like 20 is a duel. 20 is a duel.
You're right. Yeah, good point. Fuck me.
Yeah. And if Caruso was paying $30 to $50,000 for a C team, he was getting ripped off.
I don't know if that's the right number, but I'm just.
I think me and my brother did it for 2 years at like fucking $10K.
You could do it for 10 as long as people buy their tickets for their flights or whatever. But if you're flying, flying guys in and doing this and that, it adds up.
So let's say a women's major team,
$100,000.
Women,
yeah,
$100,000.
it's
at least.
Okay, now how much are we looking at? AA. Now men's AA. How much is that?
About 3 times that.
Right. Plus guys getting paid on top of that, right? Yeah. So
I would think that the 3 times includes that.
Yeah.
Because they're essentially going to the same tournaments, right? They're paying for the same amount of players to fly in and stay at the same hotels. So
if I remember correctly, I think last year and this year we're a low budget A team. I think we spend $60,000.
Okay.
And that's with guys driving everywhere.
Yeah.
We have to. It used to be cheaper for them because they used to be able to drive to all the Ohios and all that.
Well, Rippy and I had a great chat the Monday after the duel about all of that. And I asked him, I said, why is it dying? And it's the same thing everybody's fucking saying. You have that huge contingency in Ohio, Kentucky, that area. Michigan's dying and U-Trip. Other reasons as well as no majors up there, not the tournaments, but you have all of those players out in that neck of the woods that used to be able to drive. We would have had, what did he say? And this
Wood
is the
said
first time I heard it.
8 more Amish teams would have played
Yes.
the conference.
I thought I was going to go say 3, but let's say somewhere between 3 and 8 Amish teams.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a couple more, if you had a couple more events in the Midwest, in Ohio area.
And Evan, you're wrong. There's more AA players getting paid than there aren't. Been there, done that, bud.
So, but do want to wrap that up real quick, and we can keep diving into this. But like with Rhino, I do think with Rhino jumping on board, being the exclusive creator or whatever they tagged it for the women's game, I think that's going to be huge. I think that's going to help the game grow. We talk about getting eyes on the women's game. Talking with Jen Naparata, she's like, "Can you do some of our fucking games for Christ's sake?" And I'm like, kind of stuck in the stadium. Sorry.
His stuff reaches so many people. His platform, his videos, it reaches a shit ton of people.
Are they going to allow him to post to his own page? Or is he only going to be able to post?
They'd
to
be dumb
U-Trip?
not to.
I know, but I've heard otherwise with other people that can't post on USSSA softball. So I'm curious to see if he's going to be allowed to post to his own page, kind of be like a John King's under the umbrella.
Or they'll reshare his stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the reasoning behind some of this is because like these guys are doing great stuff, but also they have like major followings, like Mike is saying. You know what I mean? So as a business move, it makes sense to, this guy's got 10,000 followers. Let's get this guy, you know what I mean, to push some of our stuff. So it'd be crazy if they didn't let them post on their own pages, because that's essentially, I mean, you know what I mean? As a business move, that's what they're paying for.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm looking at this USSSA slow pitch softball page right now, and the only stuff really on here is DW's condensed games. Anything you're going to see over on conferenceuSSA.com, DW's channel on YouTube, like
and that makes sense, right? They like
nothing against that. I'm saying like highlights.
Right. But if you're looking to expand, right, and reach more people, you want to let all these other people, you know what I mean? You want to get in bed with all these people here, and then you want to let them push your stuff out of their pages and bring those people to your page.
I think like nightly highlights and recaps would be something that would get a little bit more interest on people. Like, hey, this game, that game, like here's some clips from the games. Like, you know what I mean?
The viewing experience in general could be way better. Like it could be legit. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could go on to USSSAlive.com and like you said, Mike, go to like the latest update in the tournament, so you can see like some highlights and this and that.
I like the ball clubs app where it does it does make it like a little bit better to watch, but I just wish every team would use it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's
but it does.
Well, the women don't all use it.
Yeah, because they can't cheat their fucking stats. That's why they don't use it. But every team should use the ball clubs app. It makes everything so much better. Like you can follow along on the games and everything.
Hey, you know what was nice during Vegas? When the stream went down for me when I was broadcasting it, I did the play-by-play from the ball clubs app.
The ball clubs app.
Who the fuck is this guy? Hold on. 4B conference B, like get what the he has time to fucking comment. Okay, Coco, it's just your year. We're here to hang out.
That's in between BP flips.
But yeah, like I'm curious to see what happens with Rhino. I do hope that he gets the eyes on it. The game does grow. But like just scrolling through that U-Trip softball page just it's annoying to look. Like, and you're right. I know I talked to DW. They tried doing like a highlight show previously. It's a ton of work to put it together, and they just weren't getting the views on it. I don't know if everything is driven by views. Like
that's why I mean
because it's censored.
Right, but the other thing is like highlights also, like what did it take me? 3 minutes to get that AA catch.
Yeah.
Like you were like, hey, it's in this game, and then you told me when it was, and I was like, oh, here's the highlight. That's all you like. You just need like maybe a few people to do that.
I hate that softball center is not a thing anymore. That was they kind of pushed it to the side for the conference website,
Mm-hmm.
and DW used to kill it on that. The softball center was the best. It was like our old New England message board. Like it was that was my morning shit. I'd softball center. I'd read the news on the fucking internet, and I'd go to work. But
has it become too regimented? Is that what the problem is?
Softball center it doesn't exist anymore.
No, that's what I mean. Like, because everything has to go through. That's why softball uncensored with Heaven. That's why you look around and you see all these guys doing different things around the country, right? Like
it wasn't even a message. It wasn't a message board. It was just the information that he was posting daily.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. And like you could go to one spot, and now you could still do that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, why is Mooch not on Hit and Sit show every fucking time they do it?
I just said
I know. It's censored.
Why is Chris Greiner not on it anymore?
Right. So is that the issue, that now it's starting to become guarded?
Yeah. I mean, what was it? 2 weeks ago, they made a post, who do you want to see on? And there hasn't been anything from it.
On for tomorrow. Although Zach Sanford wants to come on here. He wants to get drunk and talk shit. I'll tell you real quick. Sanford would be interesting. It'll be unique. We can't have him be as drunk as he was at the end of night one of the second duel.
I know why he was drunk at the second duel, because the first duel was rough for him.
But yeah, it is great. I mean, it's fucking, and I do wonder, and like you said with the softball center heading in, and DW saying, conferenceutripleSA.com is where it goes. But what's the difference between Conference U-Trip and softball center Snides from what you used to see on softball center versus Conference U-Trip?
I think it was, I think I was just used to it. It's like that, when U-Trip changed the format. You know what I mean? And everyone bitched about it. Everyone still bitches about it. I think it was just, I guess, the old schoolness of it. Go on Softball Center, dude. Look at it. It's like,
oh yeah.
I think it's just so much better. Like, you can go on there and scroll through everything. Everything's on the top. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to it.
It feels like you're one of these guys that's like, oh man, AOL Instant Messenger is fucking amazing, and you're still trying to fucking rock your like away messages from back in the day.
That was softball though. Like, that, it was Softball Center, the old Scout, and now the old Scout is the same way. It's not as good as it used to be.
Like, for somebody like me that's new into the game and paying attention to conference the last couple of years, I love Conference U-Trip. Like, I go there, like, especially today, the new post with the advanced man stats. Dustin and I were looking at this stuff before. You look at the tournament previews, like, I just like how everything's laid out on this, but this is what I know.
So I didn't even know. I get the tournament previews on Facebook. I don't go, like, that's when I open up Conference U-Triple-SA and read it. I get like, I'll be on Facebook and I'll be scrolling through and it'll pop up.
Huh. Well, I go
over to Conference U-Triple-SA. Like DW said, when we won the A Worlds, I didn't even see the whole fucking write up because I forget that it's on Conference U-Triple-SA.
Well, and here's something great about this too. Like, you have everything going on. This is conferenceutripleSA.com. There's also a fucking chat room. You jump in here, like during the broadcast, you go right into the chat room.
Yeah. But put in the Softball Center. Look what I'm saying.
Here, let me pull. I've got it up here. I thought I did. I get what. See, there you go. There's still some chats up from the past duel.
Yeah, they don't go away.
God, that was really dangerous. Fucking
guest 4167430.
And so you like this. You like being able to jump in here and kind of scroll through what.
And then you go up to the top, and it's got everything from like years past. I mean,
there's tournament reports from 2023. That's pretty cool. I for some reason I thought this was done.
There's way more. Click the report.
No. I know, but I'm just saying, like, Yeah,
DW and I were in the hotel room, and he was asking me if Steve Myers was a military guy.
Yeah.
I typed in Steve Myers, pitcher, USSSA. His interview from Softball Center popped up. First hit.
Mine comes in there too. It's crazy.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when
But
you first got
literally-
on here. This is what we were looking at.
The tournament reports are like way far back.
Yeah, the old pick'em results too. Like the
Mhm.
pick'em, we tried doing that for a couple tournaments. It failed miserably, but I get it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I guess I'm just old school on it. I just like
yeah.
it.
But this is Zach Ross was where we were after the tournament was talking about it. He was like, you know, how the pick'em sounds like fun.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are doing it. There used to be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this was the last one he had up there, and this was the World Series. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, go to Conference U Trip. He does like DW. That's where everything DW produces now goes is conferenceutripplesa.com.
Mhm.
Now is Rhino going to be on conferenceutripplesa.com, right, with the women, or is there going to be a whole women conference USSSA website?
No, because the women's stuff is already on that one. The
Right.
pickups, the drops, the stats, everything.
So is it just going to be Rhino adding to it to give them more of a viewpoint?
I think so.
Yeah, which is going to be great. So, but yeah, I'm with Rob with the Conference U Trip. I like the site and Snides. I never really, to be honest with you, Snides, when I started seeing Softball Center, a couple years ago, I hated it.
Really?
Only because of the look of it.
It's old school.
I'm like, fucking, this is AOL. But it has everything, and I've used it multiple times because, and I still like Old Scout's fun to check out with all the bullshit.
It's down right now. You can still get to the message board, but it's like, it's not.
Nice. We're DW. We crashed it for you, buddy.
So how many of the condensed games have the women's games? Are there's not.
He did one the other day.
He did the first final game in Sin City.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if maybe Rhino was more on that side where it was like.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Rhino's going to be like the DW of the women's side.
Yeah, we're doing condensed games on the women's side as well because I think that that could drive some pretty good traffic.
That would be my guess. He's going to be doing the pictures and videos and all that of
the highlights and stuff. Yeah,
that would make sense for them. I mean,
yeah, especially if they're looking to grow that women's side. I mean, yeah, I think Heaven said in the next 5 years he anticipates more women's teams in the conference than men's. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that, but it seems like that number is coming closer.
I think in 5 years the men's conference could be
gone.
Yeah, but do you think if they get rid of the men's conference that they're going to keep a women's conference?
Why not? There's teams to play.
We could finally get our women's only conference in.
I don't see. I don't mean to be that guy. I don't see them keeping it.
Look at USSSA does not make a lot of money on men's slow pitch conference softball tournaments.
On softball at all.
They make even less on women's.
Yeah, but look at the men's. Look at the variety of ages. Do you see many young kids playing softball? Do you see many young kids in the conference?
Yeah, they're all on one fucking team.
Yeah, but think about it. And
they're old for that community.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, DW will agree. We had this conversation last year that it could be gone in a handful of years.
Yeah, I mean, based on the year to year from last year to this year, I could definitely see that. If it continues to trend that way, I mean, and that's just like the cost, and I think it comes down to cost over just about everything.
Yeah, I mean, the flights and hotels and rental cars are not getting cheaper. I don't know if they will or when they will, but
things never get cheaper. Things never get cheaper.
No. We're fucked now. Now everything's what it is. Right. The day of fucking cheap hotels are done.
Yeah.
They're fucking done.
I mean, we've been staying since last year with the Rebel. We stay in suites, 3 guys to a room. Someone sleeps either on the pull-out couch or on the couch.
Save that for the episode 169. Sounds like you put a couple extra in there.
I I can sleep anywhere. So it doesn't. And then how often are you sleeping? You know what I mean? You're
Couple
playing
hours, right.
softball, you're eating food, and you're hanging out with the dudes. You're not sleeping.
Right.
Well, and that's you're going back to the hotel to shut her down and then get back out. I don't know. The cost of everything is that is the major play here. It's just fucking. It's ridiculous. It's the flights. I mean, fuck. When I went down for the duel, they're like, that's expensive. I'm like, yeah, well, that's what it is up here. Like, the last time I flew to Florida that was cheap was probably the cheapest I've flown to Florida in the last 3 years is $350, and that was booking it out.
We used to be able to get out of Bradley Southwest for like $210.
Yes,
easily. I mean,
for round trip.
Yeah. I used to be able to fly to Baltimore for $75 from Hartford. Yep. Now I think it's double that.
I can't go from here because I look at those Southwest flights.
Yeah.
I can't go from here to Baltimore for less than $210. Fucking Baltimore.
And Florida used to be direct.
Yep.
Now
Bradley used to be awesome.
I was able to
Vegas.
I was able to pick up one way for Worlds for $137 for Southwest.
That's good.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really good right now with bags and shit.
And what you have to do is, I mean, I'm a Nazi. Even when we fly and the sponsors book my flights, I'm on there every day seeing if it's cheaper and redeeming the credits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do that, and then I also set a Google flights thing.
Yeah, because I mean, there's times where if they paid $350 and like a week later go down to $300, I'll go on there and rebook and get the $50 credit and use it for the next weekend or use it at the end of the year.
I used to do the same. I used to do the same thing when I was
Mark
scouting, but I would just take the money. It was great.
McCorson taught me that good old trick. He's on here. He used to do it all the time.
But
got to see him this weekend.
So I was going to say, speaking of McCorson,
you're going to see him?
Yeah.
No, he was in New Hampshire this past weekend.
Him and Richie.
Him and the 2025 Hall of Fame New England USSSA Hall of Fame inductee Richie Fowler.
Yeah,
we're up here.
I forgot. I saw their TikTok. They're not their TikToks. Their Snapchat.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get any snaps from either of them.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, the boys were up here. No, it'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens and how things move from here. And money wise, it's going to be the big thing. But obviously, if the Don gets elected, the fraud, everything's going to go back down low.
It's going to be cheaper. Sure. Yeah, obviously. There is some chatter in the comments here. They bring up a good point. What happens if and when things go back to more of a pay to play type of, like, what does the conference look like if it gets to that point?
It's not going to get to that point, and this is why. Hold on. This is why it's not getting to that point.
And if it does get to that point, or does not get to that point, where do those guys play if they just shut the conference down?
So here's the thing, and this is why, because I keep thinking about this. It's like, all right, the everybody talks about how expensive it is, between all the costs for the travel. Now you start putting on top of, giving guys a couple $100 for the weekend to come play. Now let's say there's all agreement across all the sponsors that there's no pay to play. That you're not going to pay a guy to come play, or however you want to you're not going to pay players until, we really got to win this tournament to get into the World Series. We really got to win this tournament to get a good. Now you start seeing it. So, and then you hear of a guy getting paid again. Now this guy's going to start wanting to get paid. Like, it's a fucking chicken or the egg thing. I don't think it's ever going to go away.
Yeah, that's it. It's a tough thing to really get into, because there's also, I'm sure 99.9% of these deals are all cash deals too. You know what I mean? Like, 100%. Or there's some payroll stuff going on.
Yeah.
Through
like
businesses.
Snipes, what do you think? You've been
Allegedly,
in it, a part of it.
Because
the competition piece is always going to come into it, where it's like, how am I going to win this game? Oh, I got to pay this guy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It would be amazing if we could get, like, if there was, we got to get Evan on this. Evan, get a list of everyone who gets paid in the conference.
They'll never admit it.
And let's get that list, like the amount, and just all the way down to the guy who's getting What's the? You know what I mean? The guy
He
who's
had a
getting
post last
maybe
year about it.
$40 for food on Saturday.
It's Farhar just said it.
Of course, it's not going to happen.
I
Of
mean,
course,
as much as it's you can blame the players, you can't. I mean, the players, you can't blame them as much as this guy. Hey, I'm going to give you fucking $6,000 this weekend to come play. Who's going to say no?
Right. Oh no, it's not.
Mhm.
It's both ways. Like I think if they did get rid of it all, I think a sponsor would potentially, or a top end player would potentially. I think it would take one, and then it would start trickling. Like I don't know, it's the chicken or the egg. Like
The
what comes
problem
first? I
is
think it's pretty much hand in hand.
these guys are so used to getting this that when it goes away,
they just won't play anymore.
they just won't play. I mean,
nice. I'll be a fucking bee here then.
I don't know. It's tough, man, to see where it could go.
It is fun. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it is fun to watch these high level players play, regardless of what side of the ball it is, when men's or women's. That's why I love DeMarini and what Mikey Cornell did with DeMarini with that all women's DeMarini commercial. Love that, pushing that side of it. But like, when you get to watch these guys, at the end of the day, you also want to watch them. You also want to watch those fucking best players play. That's why, you go back and look at some of these condensed games. That's why, A, it's free. It gets eyeballs on it. And that's why there's fucking 20, 30,000 views on some of these videos that DW puts up.
You got to remember, though, the guys that are getting that, that's such a job to them.
Yeah.
So it's a total different level of softball for them than it is anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, fuck. Look at this. The most recent one was just went up an hour ago. It has 613 views. Earlier today, 3,700 views. Like 10K views, 10,000 views from 3 days ago. Like,
and even watching the live games, like there were 100 to 200 people
each
watching, like
field.
on a Thursday and Friday on each field.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Farhar's right. That's the only time I ever side with the guys. Like, hey man, I'm supporting my family. I'm missing 2 days of work. That's my only okay for people asking for money is, hey man, I support my family. If you want me to come here, you have to pay for my days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. It would just be it's an interesting thing of where it's going.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that it's going to be
same, of course, and just replace videos with streams.
Yeah.
Same.
Mark was literally on the field screaming and yelling a little bit different than what you were doing.
Shocking. Here's a question from Jimmerstick. How many guys out there try to get to that level? I'm sure you could put three draft teams together to let them show 3 or 4 draft teams together to show their talent, and I'm sure
that's not the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is when they get to that, and when they get to that level, they want money. Like there's people who that's the first thing they ask when teams contact them.
That's crazy.
How much can I get? I want this much a weekend. I want that much. This guy's getting that much. You can get a hotel room. You can get a flight. You can get your jerseys, and we'll see you there. That's how you're getting paid.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Uh-huh.
And then, like you said, in the event that someone is providing for their family, they get paid for the day of work that they miss or whatever.
Rob just asked percentage of conference players getting paid. I think 40% is probably around there. Like Mark said, it might be more. Yeah, it might be more.
Whoa. 3 local C team in Texas paying 3 of their players $300 a weekend to play.
Well, I could just say what I heard about Dustin's team last year. I heard that his fucking coach was paying guys $500 a weekend, if not more. It was crazy. I said, there's guys in the conference that don't get that shit.
Right.
Yeah. Mooch will tell you. Mooch used to get paid for playing like D.
Really?
That's why he didn't play the conference for some years. He was making like $1,000 a weekend playing.
And he used to go to the Plex or the
Yeah.
Brick or fuck it down to Ocean City.
He's like, I'm not
way better.
mine.
I'd be in on that.
Evan, I do not think it's less than 40%.
Wow.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's make a poll. Do you play conference and do you get paid to play?
Wow, look at that. Bring It podcast gonna put out a poll between.
I'm on the same page as Mark and Fahar with 40-50% of people.
That number feels right. You know, like that's. I wouldn't be surprised if you told me it was more like 60. Now, what do you consider being paid? I'm not talking about hotels and expenses. I'm talking about yes. Hey, if you bet over 700, here's $500.
Not even that.
No, just getting them there.
A lot of money.
I think most of them are just getting. Yeah, there's the envelope, and then it, you know, maybe there's some bonuses for some guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I do get
show up
some
Friday,
of these guys
Thursday night or Friday morning, and they give you your money. That's getting paid.
Wow. But if you're a guy with a bat, I get that. You know, especially if you have bat sales. Okay, so like that piece, I feel like that's a little different. I don't know why that one just feels a little more realistic.
How much do you think they're getting paid from a bat sale, though?
A lot.
Do you have a royalty?
More than you think.
Really?
I can tell you.
How much per bat? 20,
Philby
25, 50 bucks?
I think Philby in 2017 had the most. He said, I think KP actually has the more selling now, but when his highlighter was the most popular, most sold bat ever, I think he made like $90,000 off of it.
Right, but per bat, what do you think they're making?
$1 or something each, a couple dollars each, if that.
That's not bad. Nice little royalty there.
But $90,000.
Somebody do the.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But
like a billion bats.
You know how many of those yellow bats they sold, and now like Joel says, KP's sold more. But when in 2017 when he was playing with us, he's like, dude, I get checks from Mikan for bat sales.
Well, and think about his new Pro M1 that is everybody's raving about. That bat was fucking sold out, and they're not showing up with light stock on that bat either.
No.
And he's definitely getting a cut there.
Oh yeah.
And listen, he's the best player in the game. Like, I'm fine. Like that one, that one makes complete fucking sense to me. It's when you see me showing up to the field and it's like, hey, here's an envelope. I don't know what the conference equivalent of me is, but
I don't even ask, like when I drove, I don't even ask my coach for gas money. The fuck do I need $50 for? You know what I mean?
Well, I can tell you, you go to the seafood station with that.
I would.
Wow.
Oh, hello there. Sorry for bothering you.
Good old Twitch bot. But it is interesting. I don't know.
We're getting bots now. That's good.
Do you think with Rhino? I'm going to keep bringing it back to the women's game because I do think this is where we started. I do like giving that attention too. Do you think with Rhino bringing the attention to the women's game, you know, you got Bubba with her bat, Megan Baltzel. Do you think with him bringing this attention, do we start seeing maybe a signature or two on the women's side a little more? And do we start seeing that grow on that side?
Yeah, that's our goal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Women will spend more money on softball than
women buy bats too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's in the future for us.
So you start seeing women, like a women's bat. I mean, a women's model, women's named bat after a player. Yeah. Okay. I think that would be amazing if that happened. I hope, you know, I know, like you said, Anarchy's got that in the plans, which would be fucking awesome.
We want to get up to 10 women next year, 8 to 10 women on our pro team.
Really? Maybe
Yeah.
if somebody comes out of fucking retirement in Kentucky that just wants to hang out in the comments.
She swings pure though, doesn't she?
Coco, I don't know. Coco would probably handle liver and anarchy bad if that meant he could go see her. Maddie, we miss you, doll. Love you.
2024, the year of Coco.
Oh yeah, that's right. Louisville Slugger has what I love the Catalyst has Kylie Studioso's bat. Then Tina has her bat with Louisville. You're right.
Yeah, Terry Ross
Terry
had the
Ross.
worst for like two or 3 years now. She always had that creature. She had the creature.
Oh, weird! Look at this though. Had a weird Worth bat, but weirdly enough, it wasn't the same quality bat. Interesting. So we'll see.
What Worth has been quality in the last few years? Is there Worth? Is anyone swinging Worth out there anymore?
Though this year with the Bedlam, and starting to see a lot of people
Yeah,
swinging
the Bedlam. But before that, like
fucking Worth bat, bro.
Huh?
That ain't a Worth. That's a Tantrum. It's the same company now.
Yeah. But it's been in a couple of years. But I mean, Worth
just count Mike and Worth as Mike and Worth anymore. It's Rawlings Group.
They're all
all the same.
Yeah.
The real OG Mike and Worth. Dustin's talking about. I think Riley was the last one. I mean, him and Bradley Jones were swinging.
Really?
We're swinging the Worths. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't even think Bradley Jones swung. No, he had a Mike and Chaos. It wasn't even a Worth. Yeah, Shannon Smith had the creature, and then I don't know. I know they went away from putting names on bats for a year or two.
Worth did.
Worth did, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. It's always a fun thing to fucking talk about.
I love talking about bats. Any bat, any company. I love it. I'm a nerd. Dude, I'm watching the live streams. I'm looking to see what bat these guys are swinging and everything.
Yo, shit. Before we got booted, before we got our little Christmas letter, you're sitting there looking at you knew everybody's bat because you had already watched a couple of games on the stream and you were fucking like, oh yeah, he's coming up here with I'm like, what the fuck? So now because of you, I fucking started doing it. You fucking
dude, you gotta know what kind of weapon you're getting you're playing against when you're playing the field.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't really matter when you're playing Resmondo. I'll give you that tip. When you're playing Resmondo, it doesn't matter which bat they're swinging. They're all coming off there pretty fucking good. So, where do you want to go?
New Hampshire had a tournament.
Let's do it. Well, first off.
Somewhat of a tournament.
Well,
there.
The weather, Mother Nature was winning again, and it didn't sound like everybody was scared to go to Rhode Island, but it sounded like Rhode Island was scared to play the tournament.
That was an ultimate backfire.
That's brutal.
I don't disagree with the post. I don't disagree with the post in the sense of
you're crazy.
Hold on. Let me explain myself. In the sense of Rhode Island has some good fields. I was talking to some of the guys that played in Warwick, and they were like fucking loved it. You know, had some good fields. Venuti said it was the best dirt infields around.
It's not dirt. That's why. It's that crushed stone.
It was a good infield.
That's the one in
Palmer Field in Middletown, J-Ro?
Yeah.
It's that crushed stone.
In Warwick, it's the
same shit, yeah.
But either which way, I wear pants. I don't care. He was saying it was great down there. Fields were in great shape. Everything was in great shape. I'm saying, okay, good to know. But here's the thing. Yes, the numbers in Rhode Island have fucking gone down for tournaments, but you have the fucking Plex, that's all turf. Going to draw people away. Rhode Island was very quiet for a couple of years with tournaments until Brian took it back over. Now you have Taunton and Hickey's really grown this area, so people rather go play at a Hickey tournament. And for Rhode Island, I feel like to grow and get more teams going to Rhode Island, you need to promote it. You can't just put it on the U-Trip. I look at this fucking autism tournament down in Arkansas, and there's flyers all over the fucking place.
Mm-hmm.
Make some flyers, promote the tourneys.
See, right, but on the other end of it, like I just heard about the autism tournament. Like I just saw something after it had happened. I'm going back to this, and I want to get the directors on the podcast. The open schedule in the Northeast sucks.
Yeah,
Yes.
it will never change.
I know, but but what I'm saying is it just sucks. Like you have this weekend was obviously it was never going to do well,
No.
right? This past weekend in Rhode Island, because you had scheduled when the schedules were put out, you had a CNIT, which I think they should get rid of. I think that they should just be opens. There was a point where they started going to CNITs, and I think that just allows your C teams to just play in tournaments that you're not playing. You're not allowing B teams to the fucking 2 B teams in the area to play. That most of the C teams could probably, you know what I mean, give a good run. Maybe not most. Maybe there's a handful.
The days of playing for a paid bid for Worlds is over. Everyone's
right, but the open, the C and above, or what it used to be, never was that. Now you have the CNITs, so some of these CNITs that have enough teams, you are going to get a paid bid, or you're going to get something, right? If you win it, but depending on the director too. But I think, man, I it just seems like they had the CNIT, then they had the BNIT in Taunton, then they had this as a third consecutive in a row. There's just not enough team. There's not the D team, like the amount of D teams in C and above to fill these weekends. You need to do 1 or 2 weekends in a month and filter all these teams to those 2 tournaments.
And then this weekend you have the Jimmy Dogs.
Yep, down at
so that's 4 in a row. Like there's maybe one team, and it's probably Empire that and PF that would have signed up for all of these tournaments just because they want to play. But
how about the Empire guys? How about Benny and fucking Miles drove 3 to 5 hours to hit around the BP to go home?
Yeah,
we're gonna get into that piece in a little later segment too.
Right, but that's where like there was a 5-team fucking tournament. You could have gotten that off.
You have to keep that factor in that you got upper teams that are guys aren't driving an hour. So
right, they're driving from all over.
If there's rain in the forecast, Hickey does it great. You cancel that bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were putting Speedy Dry down on the field when it was raining. That's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
It wasn't going to do anything.
New Hampshire was doing the same thing.
Yeah, you can't. Like, you got to wait for it to stop.
Right. So I got talking to Chucky about this earlier in the week too, and I liked Joel. Joel had an idea that Chucky brought up too, and Joel brought it to Chucky, and they were talking about what if there was a Northeast Open Conference tournament where everybody pays in whatever the dollar amount is. Let's say it's $200. Let's say there's 6 events. At the end, there's a World Series in September. You have to qualify for it. And let's say D and lower, they get half off the admission into it. Could that then become, you now have 6 open events throughout the year? Could that work?
Me and my brother had a whole year of a New England conference written out, typed out, where tournaments were, what you were paying, what you were getting. I mean, I don't know if my brother still has it. Oh yeah, it's a great idea.
Well, what happened with it?
Nothing.
Did you go anywhere?
No, we brought it to JB and it went nowhere. I mean, the directors, we wanted full control of it. That's the problem. We wanted to have all the control of everything. These are the weekends we wanted. These are the fields we were getting. This is what we wanted, and it just was. This was years ago. It would still be going on right now if we could have done.
I think it was 2020 because I think it was right as we were going into B, and because it was just for the C program. I think
it was going to be. It was literally going to be the Northeast Conference website, stats, live streams, everything.
So, see, that'd be perfect.
But what I'm saying is, I think they just need to adjust the schedule first, and then you could get into something. You could get into something like that, which sounds very awesome, and it sounds like maybe it will get some of those teams to the lower teams to get into these tournaments. Then what I was seeing on some of these posts on Facebook is that, like, all right, here's all the teams that used to get into them back in 2013. If you look at it, the majority of the C teams are all from the Northeast, are all in Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey.
Yep.
New Jersey has never, I mean, I'll probably get called out, has never traveled to Rhode Island to play in an NIT.
No, never.
If you look at those other tournaments, there's like 8 Rhode Island and Connecticut and some New York teams getting into those tournaments.
New Jersey to Rhode Island is not a fun, easy drive.
Jersey teams only come to Connecticut for the National and the Firecracker.
Right, but the thing is that Rhode Island isn't getting the Connecticut teams. That's the biggest thing. There might have been one New York team getting in these tournaments. They're just not getting the Connecticut teams to travel. Connecticut teams don't want to play that not at the Plex.
It's not
when you're used to playing at the Plex.
Yeah.
Or you're used to playing close.
Yeah. I mean,
I played 15 minutes away from my house this weekend. Like if I have a choice to play 15 minutes from my house at a whatever field or drive 2+ hours and play at similar fields.
And I don't know who you were talking to about Rhode Island's fields being nice, because
one of the guys that played there last weekend said the Warwick Park was in very good shape.
I remember Pat in the outfield, fucking wooden.
I'm just telling you,
holes.
He was probably catching or playing first too.
Dustin,
they're okay. They're okay fields.
Yeah,
they're okay.
Yeah, the one in Cranston, the Atwell Park, is awesome.
It's okay. Yeah, the one at the Swamp is it was the nicest field that I've played at in Rhode Island, but it's like I've
is that the one in the middle of the park? Like you got to drive up and around the bend?
No, that's the one that's like right on the road. There's like a bar right across the street. Yeah. There's like
and Clegg is terrible. That's the one I always remember going to with the apartment complexes in the outfield.
No, that's Clegg isn't bad. Clegg is you're thinking Pawtucket.
Pawtucket, yeah.
So, that sucked for Benny and the monster from Maine driving that far. And it was nice that Hickey and other directors gave people heads up, emailed. Still waiting on that email for telling our tournament was going to be delayed. But
Rhode Island tried to delay it, just they delayed the inevitable.
We didn't delay. We were trying to play at 8:00, throwing Speedy Dry down when it was fucking pouring out. We had 18 teams in New Hampshire, and it was a fucking shit show. Like the tournament never finished.
Yeah, they ended up canceling the losers bracket, which I mean, so the thing is that I was telling you this before the show, Jero. New Hampshire has when we were playing D's, it would be 12 to 14 teams tops, and they would use 3 or 4 fields.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going up to like, I think they at one point this tournament was up to 19 at one point. Yeah. So, and they had four fields. But the thing is that once they canceled one, they completely canceled one of the fields because it was underwater Saturday morning, and then it was it was like an hour and a half delay. At that point, I think, and I don't mean to. I'm not trying to bash anybody, but at that point, you just say like, okay, the losers bracket is going to be 1 pitch, and I know people are going to get upset, but we're going to get the tournament done.
I would have loved at 8:00 that morning if they said every game from here on out is going to start at 5 innings, and we see how that plays out. 5 innings would have kept us pretty close to on time. I think that would have been a pretty good thing. Like it was, and then you switch, you adjust in a little bit, say, okay, then you move to 1 pitch in the losers bracket, but 5 innings would have gotten the whole tournament in.
When did they get rid of the losers bracket? The teams already played their 2 games?
Yes. No. Well, half the tournament. So we got knocked out. We went 2-2, and I went to Los Primos, had a little bev, a little food, and somebody came in, Bones came in and was like, well, they just canceled the losers bracket. The winners bracket went to 1 pitch. I'm trying to remember verbatim what he said. Basically, it was just kind of all scrapped together at the very end of being like, well, this is what we're doing now that there's only 6 teams left. Because I think there's 4 or 5 teams left, whatever it was. I don't have the exact details, but it was, I know some guys were a little disappointed just because it wasn't communicated early on, and guys thought they had a chance of battling their way out of a losers bracket.
Which happens more than often, but
Yeah.
It is
But
what it is.
Yeah,
was
I mean, the thing is that they did. Most teams got decent amount of games in. I mean, you're looking at like anywhere from 2 to 4 games.
Yeah.
The only thing is that there was a lot of sitting around. Like
yeah,
some
it
of
was.
Josh played with the Young Guns. I think they were at the field for like 5 hours, and then they were told your
Go home.
game doesn't mean anything, or something like
Oh.
that, and they ended up like just playing the last game like for fun. They were like, we're canceling the rest of the tournament, but you can play this game.
Yeah, see ya. I'm good. Thanks.
I'm going home.
No,
And
they played a 1-pitch game and had fun, I'm sure. But
and I think the thing is it's not. Listen, I was glad to get out there and play. I was a little annoyed in the very beginning of the day, being like, "What the fuck is actually going on right now?" Not having really a backup plan, knowing there was going to. So I was on the field on Wednesday. It was very soft. I didn't think we were going to have the tournament to begin with. Then we got 2 more days of rain. And I'm like, how the fuck are we going to play in this tournament? Londonderry is actually in decent shape once we blew all the water off. Martell was not in good shape when I got there. It was fucking.
Is that the one by the river?
Yeah,
Martell by the river. Yes.
It made Cincinnati look like it was AstroTurf.
I love
Great
that
American. But it was not in great shape. But it was. I just think early on, if there was some communication about what the tournament was going to look like once we lost the field, or delayed the day before, so I'm not showing up at 6:30 for getting ready for my game to start at 8. I think that's it. I think that's all guys wanted.
How was Sunday's weather?
You probably are not going to get all those fields for Sunday.
Why?
This early in the year, you would.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know if you would have 18 teams.
You wouldn't have 18 teams, but you'd have
teams?
12.
All teams majority of teams within 3 hours. You had probably one team that was coming from 3.
Some of those some of those main teams in those.
That's
Vermont
pushing
guys.
it to say, hey, we're going to make this a 2-day, or hey, we're going to do this tomorrow.
2-day or probably no shot.
But Hickey had that. He had that on Wednesday when he was looking at his. He was like, "All right, we're going to start our tournament on 2:00 on Saturday, and we're going to go into Sunday." He had the plan.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Time to do shove 6 guys in a hotel room.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
and enough guys are close. Yeah, and enough guys are close where you can have teammates crash at your house. Like, there are enough people within 45 minutes of the fields that you could have made do. But it was, it was good to get out there and play. I do want to talk about. I think we have an Amish team in the Northeast.
We do. I was gonna jump in one more thing before we get.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
The Northeast Amish. What did you guys think about the balls?
No,
like,
not needed.
Why were they using those in a D tournament?
I don't know.
Like all the fields that were being used, the one field they would have made sense on was underwater.
Was gone.
And then the other 3 were on like 260 to 280 foot fields.
So Londonderry's 285. I looked like you know how far away Flip stands from the plate, right? When he Flip Washington. Yeah. I might have been further away from the plate because in our first game we had 2 solos and I was coming up 4th. So I'm standing basically in the other team's dugout and I'm like, well, I'm going one place and one place only with this thing. And it was just like, because I actually, after my first at bat, went and got my DeMarini that's at like 330 because I'm like, I need something just in case. The field I was playing was 285, probably 11-foot, 12-foot fences. And the amount of IEs I saw, those balls, if I were in Taunton, at Wolf, even at Martell, I'm okay with them. Any of those, like in Londonderry or Tward, they were too much. Too much ball.
Martell was
too much.
Tough,
you were there all day, right?
For
most, or not all
day.
A
little bit of the day, yeah.
More time than I was.
Yeah, but yes, there might just be an Amish D team in the
Woo! These Green Mountain boys. They are fucking just young, dumb, and full of fucking speed.
Yeah, and I think they use their home runs the best out of any team I've seen.
I saw them play in Londonderry because they were in Londonderry with us. They were, they used them about as well as you could at Londonderry in that situation. They were that Green Mountain Boys. I saw them. I saw Silas. I was like, I'm curious to see what this team is, and it's a bunch of just dirt balls that just like to fucking run, play hard, take extra bags, and have a day.
Yeah, they seem to play hard, very good defensively, and then like you said, they hustle on the bags.
With an
kind of balls you guys
anorexic
use?
pitcher.
They were using SYs. They were
Yeah.
absolute rocks
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the smallest fields that you can play in.
It makes
The first thing I said, I showed up to Twardowski and I was watching the Young Guns. I was like, has anyone tried to hit it past this pitcher? Because he's not making a fucking play, dude. Like, come on.
But no, they were easy. They were easy to catch. I mean, fuck, they showed up in Londonderry because that's where I was. I saw them, and they had the good old mountain boys. They had the fucking little griddle going. They were cooking bacon. They were cooking breakfast up.
Wow.
I'm like, these fucking guys, they are.
They get it.
And it was 420. You know they were fucking smoking like they were in the goddamn California wildfire.
Yeah, you had the Vermont guys, the Maine guys, the Mass guys.
The fucking Londonderry is a hot box.
Yeah, then there's just New Hampshire where it's just fucked.
You got to go somewhere else to smoke weed.
You got to have your friends bring it to you.
No, but I'm going to be I think this Green Mountain Boys is a team I'm going to get on. Like So Far Gone in Vermont.
They're from Vermont.
Yeah.
So they probably play a lot of wood bat.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense was very solid.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they play on larger fields as well. I think larger fields might play into other teams that have a little bit more power than they do.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see that.
I would love to play on a fucking. We were talking about it in our.
No wood.
I would love to play on a 325 plus field just one fucking time.
75-foot base paths. Oh, would love it.
You don't think Taunton's happening?
I can't wait. I can't wait to play because the next time we're playing a C tournament. I can't fucking wait. Get up there. I forget.
You're going to use the same balls. It's going to be that tournament is never going to end.
No, it's not. Good thing
it's just normal
teams.
Dudley SY balls.
Mm-hmm.
Was it just because it was a little bit chilly?
Yeah, and we play on fucking we were 285. The dimensions were what? 285, 285, and what's Martel by the River? 290?
Yeah,
it might be less than that. It might be 280 with a high fence.
With a high fence, yeah. That feels tiny.
It's small? It's smaller than Twardowski.
Really?
Yeah, I think
the ball carries better at Tward.
You would have to get Coco in on this, but one year they actually measured all of the fields.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that the Legion was the biggest one.
Wow. Martel feels like it plays bigger than maybe because there's just people usually there.
That field plays tiny. When we played the Wally's World, I felt like he could fucking bunt it out of there.
Wow, look at this. Green Mountain Boys showing up already. Fucking, they play one tournament, jump in the podcast. They don't play wood bat. They just fucking smoke weed, cook bacon, and fuck shit up.
Where are they? Where you guys from in Vermont? Where in Vermont?
I think they have guys up north of Burlington, all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like they're playing in Taunton this weekend.
Which DNIT?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday, so yeah. There's two that they get to choose from.
Waterbury, Barrie, and Burlington. Hey, they can bring you some Ben and Jerry's. Waterbury, Vermont, home of Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be curious. This feels like back when Jobin kind of did what they did.
I think there are some Jobin guys on this team.
Their pitcher was good. Does he play anymore?
He's on the Wolfpack this year.
Wolfpack.
Yeah. Is he still pitching?
Yep.
Yeah.
Does he wear a mask?
Yeah, they went 0-2.
Really?
Yeah, they lost to an E team, which was
in extras in 9.
He was the reason why they were good, man. That 1 year he was.
Michael Blake is his name. Blaker's fucking really good.
I'm telling you, this Green Mountain Boys pitcher is also very good.
Yeah,
he looks like he's 14.
Yeah, he's like one of those like skinny the little skinny pitchers who are super agile. Just tosses it and he gets down and he's ready to make a play.
Perfect.
It's a fat guy's nightmare because we're never getting extra bases against that type of a team because they get in the gaps quick. Oh no, it was good to get on the field and play and see some of these guys and see some of these teams and get some fucking softball actually being played for the first time this year, and seeing Richie Fowler and McCorson up here was fucking awesome. I got a message from Fowler. They were at T-Bones and I think in Bedford. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how are you not telling me this beforehand? I would have gone out and met those boys for dinner. So it's good to catch them, and they had me for my last game, and I forgot to bring my bat with me from Londonderry, but it happens. It happens. So
the shootout's in a month, huh?
yeah, when is that? End of May?
I'm on there right.
Shootout is, I think it's the 18th.
I think I'll probably have to make a trip down there and do a little broadcasting.
May 18th.
That is if it doesn't rain.
Yeah.
Mother Nature is just a fucking finicky cunt.
That's going to be a good one.
Is it? Who's in there? What we have? We got both B teams, PF,
3 and Thunder,
Empire, and Thunder.
Yeah, and then all the C teams.
Oh, is that D? Is that your first tournament?
Yeah.
Not a bad way to start.
It's a tough way to start for sure.
Yeah,
you have every team. Yeah,
the teams are going to play.
Yeah, the Jimmy Dogs tournament looks pretty good. They got 9.
Yeah, but it's
just
Stanford,
man. But 9 in just B and C, which is that's really good.
All right,
PF, the
9
Empire.
B and C. Okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. I'll try and get down there and do some broadcasting because I do like that tournament. I think it'd be fun to be at a weekend. I got to see. That's a month from when we're due. Jesus fucking Christ, this shit is coming quick, boys.
Get your sleep now.
We're less than 2 months away.
It only speeds up after they're born.
We got to fucking shower this weekend. Like,
but anyway, there's a DNIT on Sunday too in Stanford too.
Cool. There could be a DNIT in fucking California for all I care. If you're telling me it's Stanford.
7 teams.
That's also on Saturday.
It's on Saturday?
Yeah, it's on the 27th.
Yeah, it is on Saturday.
That's kind of crazy.
How are they doing that?
What are they doing?
They're doing it.
Yeah. It is on Saturday. Fuck, man, I didn't even look at it.
Huh. And then
are they using that other field? Weird ass field. Yeah, Kai's. They're using Kai's.
All right, I'm not going to be giving play-by-play on my birth. Although no, I probably will be giving play-by-play on the birth in the delivery room. I just won't be live streaming it. D's been around me enough. He knows that it just fucking starts coming.
And here comes the head, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this.
Amanda's going to fucking kill me. She's going to fucking be so mad when I start giving play-by-play. Oh, look, here comes Dr. Farquaad. And he is checking the cervix, seeing how much we are dilated.
So, J-Ro, you're not doing any games any Texas?
No, I got family coming up here, so I told DW down at the duel. I can't I can't do it. Just with everything going on. I'll be back at it next event most likely. I gotta sit down and write out my schedule for him. So yeah, I know it's a nice piece. I've said it too much.
Texas is not a bad tournament.
No, I'm looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
That means I have to buy you live.com. I'm not doing that.
I will for the weekend.
Only Juno and Rufex, huh?
Yeah, but then there's some AA teams.
Yeah. Do you think Nitro has a chance at winning this one?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I mean, anyone's got a chance at winning that because Rezzy's not in it. So
right. This is actually going to be a fun one to watch.
It's going to be good. Yeah, there's going to be some good games.
That was a fun one to watch last year.
Yeah, it wasn't fun to be there. I can tell you
that. That bad?
Oh,
it was cold as fuck.
It was cold as fuck. Yeah. You think you're going to Texas for like 70, 80 degree weather? It was like in the 30s.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
And windy.
Yeah, I'm all set. I was bitching enough about it being fucking 40 and rain. I'm good with going to Texas and dealing with that same shit.
There's gonna be some good games
Wow.
in Texas.
I'm looking forward. Honestly, I'm looking forward. The women's have all the women's major teams there, so that should be.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
What's a duel?
Yeah, but yeah, Derby didn't go to the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
so it'll be. Good
There's
to see
also
that.
9 men's B teams in this.
Yeah, 'cause
Only
Texas,
2 of the
That's all
conference.
Texas is B teams.
oh, Texas
No,
is
you
it.
got New Mexico, California. Oh yeah, then you got a bunch of Texas teams.
Because Texas have been pushing
Oh.
C teams to B for the last couple of
Mhm.
years.
Then you have an Oklahoma C team.
I bet you we'll see a non-conference team finish high.
Who's the Oklahoma team?
It's that Elevate and Celebrate. They play.
Great name.
Pretty sure that they played in the ASA B and A last year.
Elevate and celebrate. So, all right, boys. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. When are we going to whip up a MFK real quick? Because Coco fucked us.
Hold on, let's get a. He's got to have something in his diary.
I can't believe he hasn't fucking jumped on one time. Like the kids are asleep by now. What's he doing, Coco? The year of the Coco. He has a good first quarter, and he thinks he can just start taking the fucking
He can take days
second
off.
quarter off. He can start taking
Yeah.
Q2 off. That's it.
Yeah. He was here specifically for the off season. Now he's like, all right, we've started. You guys take it away.
No,
we're
just
not.
sit back.
We're not playing this weekend. We were gonna go, but it was too late to add.
He
So,
and he
that's
didn't
why-
even hit us with a good MFK last week. I'm sorry. That was not a good MFK.
What
I
was it
forgot
again?
what it was.
Oh,
was
no,
the
no. It was
League
good.
of Their
It was-
Own.
Yeah.
No.
It
It
was a while ago.
Yeah, didn't
Or
he
was
do
it the
like
Wendy's?
Wendy's, Burger King, and
McDonald's.
McDonald's? I thought that was
That's
probably
right. That
one
was
of
a
our
good
best
one.
ones.
Yeah, that was a very good one.
Yeah,
You guys crushed me for my Burger King.
that's
Because
pretty-
Burger King fucking sucks. I almost grabbed Burger
great.
King just for the breakfast. I was like, let me try this out, and I said, no, I can't soil this temple of mine with Burger King. So I had 14 donuts.
I don't think he's gonna
We
give
get-
us one.
No. All right. Well, let's shut her down. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great one. Good luck playing this weekend. Take your BP, do some tea work, and we'll see you.
Yeah, there's gonna be an open tournament in the Northeast. Go have fun, people.
Yes.
When? This weekend?
Yeah, didn't we just talk about it? Isn't it the
That's
Jimmy
right. We
Dog
did.
thing
Yeah.
we talked
We were talking about it because how it went. Like, see, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot. Good night.
See ya.
everybody.